We go get stuff like Dwayne Haskins and
Who the hell,
stuff like that.
who the hell is that?
Dwayne Haskins, that was the quarterback.
There you go with that
Oh
football.
well, see, you don't know nothing about football. Okay,
I
my
don't know
bad.
nothing about no football.
We'll get stuff like Joe Smith.
That basketball player.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, boy got played on, man.
Joe Smith type stuff. You know anything about that one now?
Yeah, I used to watch when he played for the Timberwolves.
I'm talking about from what's going on with his wife.
Yeah, with the OnlyFans. Yeah, I know everything about that. You low down motherfucker.
She was she was a professional before they got married.
Professional.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in that
She was in that
XXX.
she was in that, she was in that adult life.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
She was in that adult life.
So he might.
Um she started, I guess she been having it a year now, and that boy just now finding out.
That's the ultimate betrayal.
Say it again.
That's the ultimate betrayal.
But then she got on there and said that the way he found out is through somebody.
His side chick.
He ain't nah. Well, I
Yeah,
ain't.
his mistress. My bad. His mistress. She told him.
You sure it was a mistress,
Yeah,
or it was
yeah. I
just
seen
a
it.
random?
Nah, it's this chick that he's cheating on his wife with this chick, and she told him.
Uh,
So he
so
shouldn't
is
have
it
said nothing.
so is it fair or foul then?
He dumb. He wasn't supposed to say nothing
he he wasn't supposed to say that.
because he already cheating as it is. So he cheating on his wife, and his side chick told him about what his wife is doing. You can't confront your wife
You
on.
sure you read this? You
It,
showed
it was
you
on the
you
Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club report the real deal stuff.
and they said he was already in the act of cheating.
His mistress, the one
What
he
what
yeah.
I ain't hear all that. That's all I'm saying. I ain't hear that part.
Well, you ain't paying attention.
I was paying very much attention, my boy.
Watch the Breakfast Club interview.
Okay.
I just watched it before we got on live.
But how old is she?
Man, I don't know, man, but she got them wrinkles in her face.
That's what I'm saying. They in their 50s, gotta be. I see Joe Smith. Hold on, man. We
He, he,
gotta
he about 50. He in his 50s.
gotta be. So she gotta be doing very good on this OnlyFans to be able to.
Man, you seen that house? They ain't doing
That's
too good.
what I'm saying. So
Mm-mm.
she's
He wouldn't be
that means
tripping.
she's doing pretty good on there, obviously.
She must be because he kind of got quiet at the end.
Oh man. Let's see. Your boy is oh nah, he ain't 50, he 48.
Man, that's 50. Yeah, you might as well
So
say,
she probably about 45,
yeah, probably.
you know. So yeah, she ain't 50s. Oh man. I've been seeing a lot of people leave a lot of different comments on different stuff that's talking about this saying she in her 50s or she almost 60 years old with her OnlyFans and all this crazy stuff. But
You
y'all saying all this, but y'all show on there watching. Y'all show on there supporting.
It's a lot of nasty dudes out here, man. Freaky motherfucker. Yeah, yeah, he freaky, man. They pay all kind of prices for their OnlyFans. I heard, I
Oh
heard,
yeah.
I heard
Oh yeah.
some.
Yeah.
I heard
That's automatic. It's when they say it's always somebody for somebody.
that's what they talking
That's
about.
boy for real, and it's a multitude of them. It ain't just one person. Yeah. So, hey, and then you probably got 60, 70 year old dudes on there, got a lot of money, and just, you
Willing
know,
to pay.
willing to pay for the
You got to
sightseeing.
you got to think about how you got to think about how embarrassing it is to even as a man for you to even sign up for OnlyFans.
That's what I'm. Oh, hold on, no. You saying
Yeah,
for this a regular, just one of us just
yeah,
signing up.
yeah.
What you
Your
mean
life.
signing up for? Just to sign up to watch?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh
You,
man, this you know how many men doing that?
yeah, but I'm saying to me that be them weirdos. That be them because you could go to Pornhub and watch for free. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Why you
Yeah.
gonna pay? Why you gonna pay for something that is supposed to be exclusive? Now, if you're gonna pay, it should just be for you, the person that's showing you. It should just be for your eyes only. But she's charging other
Right.
people that same price to see the same stuff you seeing. You ain't getting nothing exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. But they making a living on it. Some people making more than a living on it.
This is what I recommend for all those dudes. Before you subscribe,
the dudes.
hold on. Before you subscribe to somebody only,
Disclaimer.
nah,
Okay,
nah, nah, nah.
tell him. Tell him.
Before you subscribe to somebody OnlyFans as a man, I would really advise you to go ahead and just get one off real quick. So you get yeah, you get your mind straight, man. So you don't have to go. You don't have to do none of that.
Go ahead, get you one in.
Yeah, get you one
Get
in,
you one in, man.
and you'll think about it.
Hey, food for thought, baby. Food for thought. All the
Yeah,
fellas. Yeah,
get
pay
you,
attention to
get you one
Sean
off.
TV, man. He spitting that knowledge.
Them little freaky niggas still gonna do what they want to do.
It's the older ones he talking to. But
Yeah.
they say you can't teach an old dog no new tricks, so
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't know. They been in it. They been in it. Title is snitching. Snitching allegations. So um
What? Hold on. First of all, before you even get there, what is snitching? Because I think we kind of like change the meaning of what words mean in today's time. Like, what is a snitch, and what is snitching, and what has been a tattletale? When I grew up, it was a tattletale. What is the difference?
well, a tattletale is somebody that's just always telling. That's just a random tale. It ain't gotta be for no jail time or for no uh, uh, penalty or nothing. It's just you tattletelling. You know, kids basically do that all day, every day. When somebody don't go their way, shoes, they gonna tattletale. If everything good, you ain't hearing nothing from them. So it's yeah, tattletale is a tattletale. Snitching, on the other hand, um, basically, let's say you go commit a crime, knowing knowing the consequences of the crime,
Mm-hmm.
and, and you to get yourself out of trouble or to get yourself lesser time or something like that, you have to snitch, and that's a snitch. That's the person that say something or tell on something, knowing the consequences that you got yourself in before you did it. and you know you did something to get yourself um, in a better situation for the law or something like that.
Okay.
So that's how you snitching.
Okay. All right. So we got the definition between a snitch and a tattletale. Okay. I'm happy we got that out the way.
Right. Snitching can cause your life, or it can cause life in jail, or it can
Okay.
cause different
Now,
type of penalties.
now tell me, is
Yeah.
this snitching? Tell me, is this snitching?
Okay.
I seen an employee steal time, and I go tell on that employee. Do that make me a snitch?
Well, it depends on if you are the employer or you have a position
Nah,
and
we both the employees. Yeah, we at the bottom of the bottom.
oh yeah, you hating. You hating. Oh yeah, you hating. What okay, what does they time or them trying to get extra hours on the job? What does that have to do with you?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. That's where
Okay.
that's where your morals and principles and your spiritual belief come into play. Right is right, wrong is wrong. So by me
Yeah.
telling them, yeah, yeah, by me telling the truth about some evil that somebody is doing, that don't make me no snitch.
What?
Yeah, you.
Hold on, hold on. Let me make sure I'm hearing what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you and the person, y'all both just on a crew team.
Mm-hmm.
Now one of y'all no shift leader, no manager, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all the same thing. Okay. And this person found a way to sneak them some extra hours to get
Mm-hmm.
paid,
Yeah.
but you didn't. But you saying because of your spiritual belief in all of this, you have the right to just go tell on this person, but you
Exactly.
don't get nothing. The thing about it, you don't get nothing out of this. You ain't finna get an extra hour of work. You ain't finna get $10.
Mm-mm.
All you finna get is a pat on your back.
I don't even.
Well done, Sean.
I don't even want the pat on the back.
Oh my God. I would never work nowhere with you if that's the case.
Hold
Ever. What did
on.
you mean?
Wait. But you just
That's
hold on.
beyond snitch.
Hold on.
You is hating, bro. You
Hold on.
hating on the niggas.
Hold on.
How
Hold on.
what?
Hold on. This is what I mean by we use words out of term in today's time. I ask you what
Bro,
is different from a tattletale and a snitch. You say snitching is telling on someone to get yourself out of trouble. So I didn't. I wasn't in trouble when I told. I just told
but
just to tell.
you told just to tell.
I wasn't
That
in trouble.
this
That's not snitching. Hold on. According to your
but this
definition,
okay.
that's not snitching.
But that is because you can by you volunteering information, you
Yeah,
can cause this person to lose their job.
they cause themselves to
They
lose the job.
probably got it's probably a reason why they trying to get the extra hour
Okay,
or get the extra money.
okay. Let's
They got
forget that
family
part.
to feed.
Okay, let's forget that part. Let's say me
No,
and you.
no, 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 no. We ain't forgetting that. What you mean?
No. I'm gonna give you a different analogy. Let's say
Okay,
me and you are neighbors,
okay.
and someone break in your house
To the
and
people that debate there, I clearly
hold on,
killed
we,
you on that
hold on.
debate.
No,
Okay,
we
we're
ain't
gonna
done.
stay on the same topic, but
Yeah,
that particular
no, because I'm gonna
oh,
show
he's
you.
tripping.
No, I'm gonna show
He's
you.
tripping.
No,
Please leave in the comments who is right or who is wrong on this situation right here. Okay. It ain't I can't say who right, who wrong.
yeah, that's cool.
Um
That's cool. Who you
nah,
think
I
who you
can't
think is right and wrong?
cause at the end of the day, you're doing good deed. But
There you go. Now you coming to my side. There you go.
you're
Now you coming.
doing
There you
good
go.
deed in a hating way, bro. You
Hold
don't
on.
know what this person going through, and you
Wait.
just
Wait.
just
You
telling
ask,
for
hold on.
no
Hold on.
reason.
Hold
Just
on. You adding words into it.
Nothing. You just
No,
volunteering this information. These people ain't caught this dude. They ain't came to you and said, "Hey, either one of y'all is still in time, and I need to find." They ain't came and said nothing like this.
I
But you
volunteer.
just gonna go to them and volunteer this information and think that's cool.
Yeah, that's that. Hold on, let me tell you. You
What
goddamn
you
right.
just said, your
Yeah,
Christianity and your moral. What you say? Your moral
hold
what?
on. I ain't say no Christianity. I say your as far as like what you believe is right and wrong. Uh, hold on.
Spiritual. You said your spiritual. Your
Hold on.
spiritual belief.
Yes, that's the problem I have. You have a lot of people that are spiritual people and that believe in the Bible, and they try to attach street rules to their everyday life when their own Bible doesn't. Their own Bible go against that type of behavior. You tell the truth because it's the truth. You don't condone a lie, and that's the problem that we have. Like if me and you are neighbors, and someone broke in your house, and I know who took all of your hard-earned belongings and everything, would you want me to tell you who done
That's
it?
different.
No, 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 no,
That's
no, no,
different.
no, 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 no.
That's
It had nothing to do with me. Remember, that's not my stuff. They stole.
But you
They
just
stole.
said they took all your hard earned working stuff you worked for.
Yes.
That's a different. You ain't worked for nothing at that job to tell on somebody. Like that's a total different. That's
Hold on.
different.
So,
That's different.
hold on. Pay attention to what you're saying, because I don't think you is.
Huh?
The hold on, I'm telling you to pay attention to which off your own logic. Your own
Okay.
logic. You said snitching. That's why I wanted to. That's why I wanted to determine the premises when we first started. What is the difference from tattletelling and telling and snitching? You gave me two definitions of both of them, and they both were accurate according to the Urban Dictionary. Snitching is telling on someone to get yourself out of trouble. Telling the truth
Okay.
is just telling the truth. So the person that I'm telling on didn't do nothing to me, right? If let's say you have your own company and you are the boss, like you the owner of the company, and me and another employee are the same, and I come and tell you as a you the owner, hey, this dude is stealing time. He's saying he's clocking in at work, but he's really not here. He's stealing money from the company. Would you look at me as a snitch, or you look at me as a good employee if you were the owner of the company? Now let's change it up now.
If I was the
The
and
owner.
say that again.
If you
Okay.
were the owner, if you were
Uh-huh.
the owner of the company and you
Okay.
employed me and another dude, and the other dude was stealing money from you, he wasn't working, but he was clocked in, and he just went home and then he came back and clocked back out. He wasn't physically working, so he's stealing money from you. If I come and tell you that, would you look at me as a snitch or you look at me as a good employee? Go ahead.
Both. I look
Huh?
at you as both.
Watch this, watch this, watch this. This
As
now.
both. Okay.
Would you fire that person? Yes, exactly.
Okay. It depends on what type of like how many employees I got. Do I got I only got y'all two? Or I got this is a major company. I got 50, 100 people, 50
I
people.
don't. Me
It
trying to
just
determine. I don't care how many employees it is.
is I'm a million now.
Wait, hold on. If you only have two of us, you still have one because you know why? He ain't there when he clocking in. He ain't there anyway. You always had one. Don't make no excuses for it. I'm asking you, would you fire that man for stealing something from you? You would.
Yes.
So I'm not a snitch. That means you condone snitching. There you go. I'm cool. You
But
condone
no,
snitching.
no, no, no. When we first started this, I said it depends on who you are. Then when we first started talking about this, I said it depends on if you the employer or you just an employee.
Yeah.
You said you was on the same level as this person, so you can't.
So
It's different ways. You got to look at this, my boy.
ain't snitching is a
It's
street.
just
Snitching is gang stuff, right? That's where they come from. I'm not in the streets. You not in the streets. I'm a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen. I have every right to when I see a crime, I see something going on that's wrong. That's my duty as a citizen, a law-abiding citizen, to tell the truth. I'm not in the streets. I don't have no gang numbers. I don't do none of that stuff.
you
Then they would
still
make me a snitch. So I'm not a snitch because I'm not in the streets. I'm not in the streets. I don't live by the street rules.
It depends on what is we talking about. If you trying to if you doing it and it's causing somebody time in jail or something like that, and you are part of it, you
I'm
are.
not a part of it.
That's what I'm saying. I said that from the jump. When you said a snitching, I said it from the jump, from the snitching and the
Yeah.
tattletale.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to be a part of this problem, whatever crime that's committed, and you trying to get lesser time, and you telling on somebody that's snitching.
Okay. But you, I didn't. I don't.
Okay, you tattletaling. You still telling
I'm okay. I'm okay with being called that. See what I'm saying? I'm okay with that.
and hating and
Huh?
hating and
Listen,
hating too.
let me tell
You
you.
hate.
Hold on. When I was 9 years old, I was at my big mama house, and my big mama come up in the she come up in the living room, and she they was in there wrestling, making a
Okay,
lot of noise, right? And she come in there, she was like, "Who in there making all that goddamn noise?" And she used to hit all of us with a broomstick. And I wanted to get hit, and I wait for my brother, my cousin to tell them who done it. They didn't want to say nothing, so she started hitting all of us. And by the
you
time she
just
got, and by the time she got to
you
me,
just said you was 9 years old.
I was,
Kids tattletale out. Trust me, I know.
and I still
It's,
live, hold on,
it's
and
just
I
they do
still,
that.
if me and you are driving in the car right now, and now something like this happened before. We was in high school, but I can't go in detail. But you owned up to it. You see what I'm saying? That's what.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, you proving my point. If me and you in today's time is riding down the street and you got something in your vehicle, and as a friend, I shouldn't have to tell you to tell the truth. You shouldn't tell
No,
me,
you shouldn't.
and
No,
you
no,
shouldn't tell me to take a charge for you.
no, not at all.
So if you do the crime, what they say, if you do the crime, you should what?
Do the time.
So if you stealing somebody's time at work, you should get fired.
No,
Your bad deed
it's
does
not a
not
crime
go.
though. Stealing time is not a crime
Do you tell your kids to tell the truth?
all the time.
So do you tell them there's restrictions on when they can tell the truth?
No,
So why, when they get older, now they implement street rules into our normal? We are normal people. We're not street people. Snitching is for
because
the streets.
everybody is not perfect. It's something. It's something somebody doing to get an edge. Everybody got a mentality like that. You're trying to get some type of edge, or you're trying to, even if you're trying to beat out competition, you're trying to get an edge. Even
Okay,
at your job to try to get a promotion, you're trying to get an edge. So
hold on.
you
Okay,
can't. Come on, man. You
I'm gonna,
stop
I'm,
playing, man.
hold
It's
on,
me
hold
you
on,
talking to, boy.
hold on. I'm gonna tell you how serious I be with this. And my wife,
Okay.
she about 2 years ago, uh, she told me it was some kids outside and they was throwing rocks at cars and stuff, right?
Okay.
So guess what I did? Went around the corner, seen them kids, seen them throwing rocks. Went to the next street over. I seen a cop, and I pointed the cop over there. I rather the kids, instead of you almost getting killed by someone messing with their personal belongings, I would rather you kind of like, get a talking to and stop you before in your tracks before you just go and do something that's stupid. People don't care about their property.
Hold on. That was the wrong one.
Nah,
Listen, man. If that was the case, why you didn't say nothing to them?
I'm,
If
I'm
it wa-
telling you why.
if why you didn't be a
Because
good citizen? You say these kids, right?
yeah,
Maybe
mm-hmm,
they see a giant walking up to them. This 6'7"
yeah.
dude walking up to them, black. Maybe they would have had a mind to listen to a person like you. So why you need to put the laws involved if you could have did that?
You ready for the answer?
I, I'm asking you the question. That was just we talk about. I'm sure we asked you the question.
Because I told you I'm a law-abiding citizen. My game is the police officer. That's my crew. Yeah, I ain't gotta go get no big homies.
Oh my god.
I ain't gotta go get no big homies or my big brothers or nothing. No, I'm a law-abiding citizen. That is my game. The police officer is my game. There's nothing wrong with that.
I ain't saying something was wrong with that, but something was wrong with you. Man, I gotta find this. Oh my god. I had to hit that boy with that job. Oh man. So you just so
I don't do it all the time. Like, hold on.
these are this is really not, it shouldn't have been snitching allegations. It should have been telltale allegations. We did killing allegations.
Telling the
'Cause,
truth.
yeah,
Telling the truth.
you ain't locking nobody up or nothing like that.
Nah. Hold on, no, hold on.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done that, but I would. Yeah, I would. Hold on. This is no lie. And remind you, I got a brother that they in that life. Okay. I went to my big mama house about a year and a half ago. I got a video of it too, and I sent it to my brother. I sent it to you when we get off live. My
that
grandma.
that date in that life. What you mean by that? That date white people? What you
No,
trying to say?
I say I got some brothers that are in the street life. They're in the
Oh,
street life.
okay. I thought you said
And,
date.
yeah, and they condone and they know how I am. So with that being said, I went to my big mama house on the north side over there on Tidwell Homestead, right?
But I'm in the streets. I ain't in the street life, but I'm part of the street. So
We all part of the
you could have came and talked to me about that.
No, you can't handle this right here. What I'm about to tell you, this breaking news. Yeah, you won't be able to handle this.
Oh, this is okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to my big mama house, and I said, "What's going on?" And she lived in the back of the community, but it's a store that's in the front of the community. And she was like, "I said, what's going on?" She said, "I just can't really I can't really go to the store because there's so many dudes hanging outside, and they in front of the store, and she's afraid to go in her own store. She's been up for 60 something years. She's afraid to go to the store because there's so many dudes hanging out in front of the store. All they doing
Your
is just
grandma.
my big mama, yeah, all they doing is selling drugs in the community. So I went, since she told me that, I went to the store and parked and seen all them goddamn dudes out there, and I sat there and watched all them transactions. I called the cops. Got
But Granny didn't say call the cops. Granny said she just couldn't.
she wants something to be done. And that's the problem in our community. We don't say nothing. We let the
Oh,
all they
you called the cops
I called my
on
homeboys. What you mean?
your homeboys a cop?
No, they are my homeboys, all of them.
Oh, the gang, your gang, your clique. This Sean TB clique, the real clique. You got the boys in blue. It's his clique, y'all. That is crazy.
Hey, it ain't nothing wrong
They
with that.
have
Listen,
they have made my boy.
it ain't
They
no
put him in the mix, man. He's part of HPD, DPD, because he be in Dallas too. Corpus PD, Warren PD. He he part of all of 'em, man.
listen, don't do no
Oh,
crime. Don't do no crime in my neighborhood. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't do no crime in my neighborhood. Hold on. Let me ask you. Hold on. We can move to the next topic.
I-
If
okay.
if according to your logic, let's just say you heard that I was a snitch, right? And you go and tell someone else that I'm a snitch. You just snitched on me. Gossiping is a form of
They don't work like that. You're trying to
no.
help the next person to understand who they dealing with before that person starts, especially if you close to that person. You don't want them to be doing something around you knowing this is what you do and you can
Okay.
put them in trouble. So
Now hold
why
on.
not?
You
But
got
hold on, I'm not finished.
okay.
Let your boy eat real quick.
Come on. Come on.
But I know that's not you because we grew up with each other. We've been around each other over 20 something years. We done roll with each other. And I done had so much dirt on me for so many times. And you did not do this, what you're saying. So go ahead. It's your time. It's your
Because I'm selective with my shit.
time.
So I could be honest. You see what I'm saying? I could be honest. I could be honest. If you somebody I mess with and we partners, even my brothers, even if I
That's
know
what I'm saying. So
if
yeah.
I know they done something, I'm not going to tell. I'd rather talk to them, but like, hey man, you wrong. You such and such. I would never turn my back on. That's why I say I'm a hypocrite at the same time when it comes to me.
Well, in this sense, that means whoever doing something around you, they don't know you. Then yeah, they need to be told on because they're stupid on their part for even doing something around you, not
Okay,
knowing
so if I
who
go off of
you
what
is.
let's go off of what you said. You said that when if I'm a snitch and you go and tell somebody else that I'm a snitch, you pretty much look you trying to give the people like a heads up, like what type of person I am. I actually agree with that. That's how I look at the person that's stealing from the company. If you're willing to steal from someone who hired you and gave you employment to provide for your family, what you would do to me? I don't need you around me.
But now doing it that way, if you talking about clocking in, going home, ain't doing no work, stuff like that, I can understand it because you just this is just you yeah you really just out of there. But I'm just saying that ain't my business when it comes to like if we working at McDonald's or something or Burger King, that that ain't my business. That's let them do what they do because we
It's
at Burger King, McDonald's. These are $1 million corporations, so
as
we ain't
long
got
as we have that
recommended
thought
yet
process.
from just being black.
Okay, as long as we have, that's the problem with our community. If we have that thought process, it's none of our business. Our community will always be impoverished communities because we see a crime, we see people selling drugs.
That's not a crime.
Hold on,
If
no, no.
Burger King or McDonald's, that's what I just said. That's not a crime.
If you stealing,
Stealing
that's a
hours
crime.
from them,
That's a crime. That's a
that's
crime.
not no crime.
Yes.
Where
You
you get a
steal,
crime from out of that? Only thing you can do out of that is get fired. You ain't going to jail from that.
depending on how much you stole.
You ain't paying no fine from that.
Okay. If I
You might
stole,
not even get your check.
if I stole from you, how would you feel if I stole from you?
Huh? We
If
we talked about this already. We just talked about this.
no, I
We
said I
just
stole
talked.
from you. No, I said I stole from you. I stole from you. Would you want
It
me to steal
depends
from
on
you?
how close I am to you. Who stole from me?
The closer you are and you steal from me, the farther I want you away from me.
Because I didn't have people's family members. You remember? I had people steal a whole vehicle and guns and everything from me. So that's family. That's real close.
Yeah,
So
God forgive. I don't. Yeah, yeah. You can't steal from me like that. Hell no.
it's material. Certain things is material.
So when do we get to a point where uh, right is right, wrong is wrong, and it
Well,
ain't
you should always be at that point. What you mean? When do you get to that point? That's
because
that's just that,
they tell you they put in a time they put in like a if it's not your business, if I see something going on, if it's not my business, if it don't pertain to me, it's basically saying I don't have the right to say anything. And also, you get a lot of religious people that condone this type of behavior. So how can you be a religious person knowing what the scripture says and you actually go against your scripture to go with the streets the streets kind of like their rules and laws. People are you willing to abide by the streets, the laws of the streets instead of the laws of the Bible? I don't understand that. Not you, but I'm just saying
well,
people in general.
when Jesus was here, did you see him um calling out snitches?
Yeah. Now he say, "Let your yea be yea and let your no be no." Simple
That's
as
that's
that.
what he that's all he said. He ain't
He also said,
he
"Am
wasn't
I your enemy because I tell you the truth?" So he had no problem telling you the truth.
yeah,
He,
but where he snitched at, where he went and told on somebody. He said he without saying cast the first song.
listen.
You
Hold
know
on.
what that is? When you
Yeah.
chill out, bro.
Hold
What
on.
is we talking
Listen.
about?
Hold on. It's funny you just said that.
Okay.
If I'm gonna use your logic on this, right?
All right.
In the position that Jesus is in right now, he's a
What you
snitch.
mean? Hold on,
The-
hold on, hold on.
I'm telling you. In order to get to God, you have to go through Jesus. Right or wrong?
Okay.
Okay. So when you doing wrong, guess who reporting their crime to God? Got him.
I don't know why I listen to this.
Hold on, hold on.
Dog.
Now, now,
Oh my
now, now.
god.
Listen, listen. Now, when you
First
do
of all,
wrong,
Jesus is not reporting no crime. Anything Jesus sees, God sees.
see that. Listen, he said.
So God see it already. Anything that Jesus can see, God see it.
He said you can't get to the
So you
Father
can't.
but through me. You can't get to the Father but through me.
Oh my God.
So okay,
Uh,
so they both see
okay.
your crime. He reporting. He taking tallies. Remember,
That but that you taking that and putting your own little Shine TV on there, boy. You put your own spin on that.
nah,
Listen,
there's nothing wrong
it
with
ain't
that.
a good thing for you to try to talk to me about scriptures and Bible and stuff like that, man. Because
I know it all. I know it all.
obviously you don't know what the meaning of what we
Okay,
talking about.
okay. So now we could go into another conversation. Is it okay? Is it okay to hate?
No, you're not supposed to hate.
Okay, you're not supposed to hate. Okay. Uh,
But there's people that do. Ain't nobody perfect, Sean. You want people to be perfect.
hold
You
on.
ain't perfect.
I
You
am.
ain't everything you do is not right.
Hold on. I agree with that. But when I say the hate thing, even in the scriptures, it said, Jacob have I loved. You got the name Jacob, so you should know what
Yeah,
this. He
yeah.
said,
I'm
Jacob have I.
Israel.
They,
I'm a whole nation. I'm a whole nation. You better chill, boy.
okay,
I'm a
okay,
whole
okay.
nation. We
Now,
don't get on Jacob. When it
now, hold
come to
on,
Jacob, and
hold on. Now I'm gonna get
this a
to.
person
Now,
you don't want to talk about out of all the people in the Bible to talk about.
hold on.
Okay?
I know everything.
Chill.
It
All right.
said,
This
now,
thing, yeah.
now, this is God talking. God said,
Who
Jacob.
to who?
This is God talking when
Right
He's
now? Or are you talking about this
no.
particular scripture?
I'm talking about this particular scripture.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say?
Well, in a sense, we gods too, because it say you ye are gods, but you should die like men. So we are, in a sense, we are gods. That's what the scripture
Mary
says.
Mary says the God in me.
You know what I'm saying? So well, there you go.
Okay.
So it said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. That's what God said. God says there's a time to love, there's a time to kill, there's a time to hate, there's a time to such and such. So when people say we can't hate, that's not what the scripture says. You can hate, but you can't hate and that hate causes you to sin. There's a difference. It said it said you can have anger, but sin not.
Hold on.
There you go.
He said what again?
It's okay. It say you can have anger, but sin not.
No,
That's what
you said I love Jacob, but I hated Esau.
no. First it said as it is
That's
written.
what God said.
Yes, it say as it is written. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. So where was it written? It was written in the Old Testament. And you go to the Old Testament, it'll say it again. So you got the New Testament quoting the Old Testament. He backdoored and verified. He said it twice. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And why did he hate him? He said he hated him for no reason because he chose to. That
God
ain't.
didn't. That God didn't say that.
It's in the Bible. Jacob have I loved. Now who is Jacob? Who is Jacob? You just said who is Jacob?
Israel, but
And who people is that to God?
listen, listen. I don't. That reference. If either the reference is off, something ain't right with what you just saying.
I,
I'm gonna go back and
there you go.
because we're gonna bring this back up tomorrow. But it, the
It,
reference of that is not um it's not the way you trying to break it
put it right.
down.
Okay. You know
Nah,
why this? I thought
that
the
ain't
same
right.
thing. I'm gonna tell you what. I thought the same thing
Oh,
until
what?
like when someone first told me that, and then I decided to read it on my own. I said the same thing you said because I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught to hate. I wasn't taught none of this stuff. I was always told it's the wrong thing to do. But when I took that job at Centerpoint when I was in Houston, I took that job at Centerpoint, and I was working overnights, and I had to sit in my car. And that's when I was living with your uncle David, when he had
Mhm.
that church walk by faith, not by sight. And that man said, in order for when I hit hard times, he said, if you're gonna live here, you have to come to Bible study on Wednesday. Okay, that man said you have to come to Bible study on Wednesdays. So he the one who got me into reading the Bible. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna prove that this book is fake. So I'm literally going to read it. So when I went to work and I was working overnight,
Why?
12 hours.
Why? What made you? What gave you the mindset to feel like you're gonna prove the Bible wrong?
Because I had so much hatred in me, and I couldn't believe like
What they
I
had
had
to do with the Bible though?
because he
The
was
B
he
I
was
B L E.
because he was telling me that in order for me to live somewhere, I have to be able to come to Bible study.
Come on, this dude here, bro.
So this something
So
okay?
that made you hate the Bible
No, no,
because
no,
it was part of Bible class that you
no,
had to go to.
no. Hold on. Whether you believe you, and you should know this. I didn't even believe in it in the first place. At that time, I did not believe in it. So, but I know.
I should know that. You used to come to church with me when we was teenagers, 16, 17 years old.
Think about you said teenager. There you go. There you go. Like you told me when I was 9, when I was
Oh my
10.
God.
Okay. So I really didn't believe, but I never took the time to read it for myself to see am I
Okay.
tripping. So when I started to read it for myself, when I worked in overnight and I had to sit in the car, I was forced to read it. And when I read it, it opened my eyes. I'm like, okay, now I understand how things are. So when I started
But
reading it,
but you said before you read it,
I didn't
you
believe it.
was gonna prove it was fake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're missing the point.
So that
And
was your mindset before you even.
but this to go to show you how much I feel confident in what I read. Instead of when I try to read to show that it was fake, it actually proved to me that it's real. That's the point I'm getting to. In the
Okay.
process of
Okay.
me, in the process of me trying to prove that this book is flawed, I actually prove that it is factual. And so when I started reading certain stuff, I'm like, okay. When I hear people say it to me, it didn't register. But then when I read it for myself, it made perfect sense to me. So that's when I realized people were telling me stuff that's
That's
not
what
actually
it
in
said.
the Bible. Like when people say, uh, money is the rule of all evil. I've always heard that. But then when I read in the scriptures, they misquoted the scriptures. It say the love of money is the
The
rule of all
love.
evil.
Hmm.
But people say money is the rule of all evil. So they twist it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
So
It's the love. It's the love of it.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
love of it. But that's what that's why it says study to show yourself approval.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
So
man.
so so if now when I say I believe in all of it, it ain't not one story. If someone says it's a contradiction, the way I have the faith in it now, I don't believe there's no contradictions. I believe you always could. Instead of people reading it, they read it with their personal feelings. I don't
Hmm.
believe. Oh, I don't think it said that. But I call it
Hmm.
interpolations. I read it for what it says. I don't try to add my feelings into it. As much as I'm like, damn, that sounds cruel. That sounds cruel. I
Hmm.
remove my feelings and I just read it for what it actually says. And therefore I could get a clear understanding. So when it said, just hold on, same way, just crazy how you say it. You got the name Jacob, so you got a strong name. You know, you acting weird read right now. Anyway, you got you got you got the name Jacob, so you know what that name means if you read the scriptures.
Right.
So when you read it and you'll see how the same way you say, damn, that don't you said that don't sound like you said it seemed like you kind of like misquoting it or you kind of like with
Yeah,
the
it's
J.
the reference. You
Yeah,
referencing it, and
hold
you
on.
know the words say, "Lean not on thy own understanding."
That's
So
why I
that's
told
when you read. You're supposed to acknowledge Him
so
while you reading it.
that goes back to when I said I remove
So
my feelings and I read it for what it says.
I
So
read it for what it says,
it was
because it's
actually
forever settled, man.
it-
It's
it's actually in someone in the Bible that said the same thing you said when I read it to you, and you was like, "Oh, that just don't sound right." So when it said, "Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated," and then somebody said, "Isn't that unrighteous with God?" And it said, "God forbid." I love Jacob. I hated Esau. I hate. He said, "I will have compassion for who I will have compassion for." So he choose whether he want to have compassion for you or not. It ain't nothing like he choose that. So when I was like, okay, damn, that sound like he like that sound more like a human. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of like choose if he want to have compassion for you. If he don't want to have compassion for you, he don't. That's what the scripture says. But I never heard a pastor tell me that. I never heard a pastor tell me that. Certain scriptures I read,
but have you addressed it to a pastor versus
uh,
them
Pastor David,
just
yeah, Lucius, yeah, man. But before he came,
so?
yeah, before
And
he,
what he say? Cause I know these
he
particular
said, he
preachers you
said,
talking
he,
about.
he said, you know what's Coach Chiefs? He said, man, I remember in high school, I couldn't get you to believe in nothing with the scriptures, but now all of a sudden, he said, I can't even say you wrong. He said, I can't say that you're wrong because he seen when I was posting all that Israelite stuff, and he
But he
seen
can't say that you're right either.
no, he said if you read it for what it actually says, he said you are right. But he said a lot of times he said we would read it and we'd be like, that's not what God meant. And we would make an excuse for that scripture and we would insert something that we personally believe that it meant something else because we can't handle what the scripture is saying. Like when it say there's a time to kill. Like when it say, hold on, when it say this is the one he asked me about before we got married. He said, "Man, I need to know that you he said, I need to know that you're a believer." I said, "Yeah, I'm a believer." He said, "Nah, you believe in all the Israelite stuff." I said, "Okay, uh, is I say being called a Christian is it a good thing?" He said, "Well, you kind of got me on that one, Coach Chiefs." I say, "How?" He said, "Because Christian was only used 3 times in the Bible, and they was first called Christians in Antioch." I say, "Yeah," and I say, "Didn't God say His people would be called bywords?" And I say, "What's a byword?" He said, "Like we call the N word here in America, Hispanics call wetbacks, Caucasians call crackers. Those are bywords, offensive words. So they was called Christians in Antioch. That's not a good word." But they were all through the Bible. They was called Israelites. Even if you are not an Israelite and you believe in the faith and start following the laws, you should become a spiritual Israel. It don't say nothing about being a Christian because in the gates of heaven, it say it got 12 gates in the gates of heaven, and they all from the 12 tribes of Israel. It don't say nothing about it being a Christian. There's nothing wrong with being called that, just you want to call. But to me, I feel like that's a derogatory name because that's not what he called them.
Well, that's under your teaching. Somebody teaching you this. That's under your teaching and under your tutelage
You know
or
where they
what
come from?
tutorage.
This is what Coach David said. He said, "You know what, Coach Cheese, I could give you credit on this." He said, "I went to school and someone had to tell me what the Bible is saying." So he said, I really don't have my own interpretation of it because when you go to school, they are indoctrinating you with what they think something means, and then you go out and teach that to the world. But he said you learned everything on your own, so you don't have no one else teachings. You actually getting God's teachings because you're reading it on your own. You're not having no outside people influence you. So when I stop having outside people influence me, I believe I have the perfect understanding of it. I don't have nobody influence me. I don't have no teachings.
And so you just believe you just I k- I kind of understand what you're saying, and I kind of feel the same way in a similar aspect because I believe, yeah, if I'm reading this, because I can read some today and read it maybe 2 weeks from now, it's gonna have the same base meaning, but I can break it down in a whole different way than I just did 2 weeks ago.
But the base meaning is going to be the same.
That's why it's forever settled.
There you
It
go.
all gonna come back and coexist to what's been said or to what the truth is. It's just your way of breaking it down, your way of putting it in the aspect of of you on your meaning of it, breaking it down. As long as it comes back the same way, you can break it down however you want
Like,
to break
okay.
it down.
You get about 3. I'll give you about a couple more minutes. Now, on a live, but as far as we can talk about, we can move to another topic if you want to. But if you go with the, let's go. What does black mean? Who are called black in America?
What you mean? Black
What?
Americans?
Okay, black Americans or white people called black.
African American?
No, or white people in America called black.
Are white people called black?
Yeah.
It's unless they mixed. They
No,
muddy.
no. I'm talking about.
They
I'm
got a
about
little mud in them. You know,
no,
the
no,
daddy black, mama white, and they black.
no. I'm talking about a full blown, not mixed. Are they considered black?
Oh no, no, they
Okay.
Caucasian. They white.
Okay. There you go. So
That's
when you
what
read,
black people gonna call white folks white.
okay, so now I'm going to get into something deep. If you read the scriptures in Revelations, when it said, "What thou see," when John was in the midst, he was in the midst on the seventh day, and he was in the midst of the candlesticks, and he said, "One came into the likeness of Jesus Christ," and he said, Jesus Christ told him, "What thou see, write it in the book," and he gave a description of his hair. He said his head and his hair were white like wool. Number one, the picture that we see in America, his hair not even white. Let's strike one. Okay, he said his feet were like to fine brass as if it burned in a furnace. If it's something that's brass and you put it in a furnace, what color does it come out? Black, dark.
Yeah.
So that
So
goes.
what you saying? What you trying to say?
This is what I'm saying.
You think God is white, or you
No,
think he's black?
he's black because remember Moses married an Ethiopian woman. So let's just say you believe Moses is white. Ethiopian people are still the same people to this day, and they are black people.
Okay.
Remember when Jerusalem was surrounded by the Romans and they flooded into Egypt. They flooded into Egypt so they could blend in. So if how you can't be no white person trying to trying to blend in Egypt.
And
That's
then
where
with
you
the
go,
Hebrews,
huh?
blend in with the Hebrews.
Yeah. So you can't have a white people mix in with dark melanated people. Egyptians have always been dark skinned people. So how can you blend in amongst those people if you're white? That's what most people in our churches we have these white images, and the scripture don't even say white; it says black.
Well, they trying to make the light skinned Egyptians white, which they are black. But they just because they light skinned and they're closer to the complexion of a white person versus the complexion of a black person. That's what they do. They've been trying to mess over us all their lives, man. We
So my problem is,
coming from
but this
Pharaoh and all that. We've been getting messed over
but this is the issue
twenty
I'm saying.
thousand years now.
Remember, I told you I'm going back to if we get rid of other people telling us what something means and we read it for ourselves, I think overall
I, that's
we
a good
still,
point.
we still have black people having a white Jesus Christ in their in the in their churches.
Okay.
How can you have a white Jesus Christ in your thing and the scripture said that he's black? When you look at the Ancient of Days, which is God, it says God is black. That's in the Bible. In the book of Daniel, it's Daniel 8 and 6.
It
No,
it
7 and 6.
it, it say God is black. It actually say God
It
is
said
black.
it said
It says black.
I'm very versed in this. Yes,
Okay.
it said the Ancient of Days sit, and you look up the Ancient of Days. That means God. That's what it means in the Bible. Ancient of Days. It said the Ancient of Days sat on His throne. So in order to sit on the throne, you have to have a what? You got to have a behind, Ken. You got to have a behind. Okay. He said his hair was white, like he said his hair was white, and it
hmm
said his skin was black. So that's when you get the whole like father, like son. Jesus.
I ain't see the part that say his skin was black.
Do you know the Song of Solomon when he say, "I am black but comely"? Comely mean beautiful. This is all in the Bible. Even Job said, "My skin is black upon me because I was burned by the sun." Black white people don't get black when they don't say they black when they get sunburned. They say they are pretty much they still red.
All right.
They don't use the word black. So all throughout the
Okay.
Bible you hear black.
Let's get back to the part where you talking about you just study on your own knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't the Bible speak on fellowshipping? Don't it
Yeah.
speak on having um a leader, sheep following a leader? It don't speak on stuff like that. It don't speak on pastors and priests. Everybody can't be a pastor. Everybody can't be a priest.
Now
You gotta have
it say wherever two or three is joined, he is like he's present. So you don't
he
have to have
present.
yeah, you don't have to have no pastor over you.
I ain't say you have to have a pastor over you, but you have to have some type of fellowshipping going on.
Yeah,
Two or three is fellowshipping, right? Because
yeah,
it's more than one.
yeah. I fellowship with.
But you just speaking on this single thing, like you can just do this all by yourself and
Remember,
with no type of
mm-mm.
help of nothing. But it
You
speaks on fellowshipping and being amongst other people that's other Christians or Christianity people.
you just
So
think that there you go, there you go. You just answer your own question.
what are they?
Fellowship with amongst the people that have your same, like those who believe on Christ as the Scripture has says. That's what the
Right.
Bible says. So if I'm with someone and what I mean by someone say, if I could read something, you could read something, and we have two different interpretations. To me, I feel like that's somebody who have like a ulterior motive. They're just like me saying my wife cheat on me, and then my wife say, "It's not what you think it is. I see it." So when I'm reading, so when I read the scriptures and I understand what it means, it's clear as day. And then someone tell me, "No, you reading it wrong. That's not what it says." To me, I feel like that's manipulation, and I get away from that because I'm really getting a clearly understanding of it. I'm not adding nothing into it. When it says, like
So
I
do
add,
you think your understanding is the only understanding, or
it's
is your understanding is the only way
no,
this
it's
is
not.
right?
I don't. That's what I'm telling you. It's not my understanding.
Okay.
It's actually I'm reading it's the Bible
What you
understanding.
mean? No, it's not your understanding. How is not your understanding? And that's what you're getting about. what is going on here? okay, okay, slow down, my brother. Slow
Hold on.
down. Bring that back real
Okay.
quick. Bring it
Okay.
back
It said, "Those who believe on me, as the Scripture has
in
said."
me.
Huh?
Those who believe in me.
No. These are those who believe. Okay, in me, as the Scripture has says. So when I read it, I'm reading what the Scripture has says. I'm getting that's God's understanding. I'm not adding nothing into it. So I don't call it my because here's my understanding. When I read John 3:16, I'm thinking he's talking about the whole world. That's my understanding, right?
God so little, bro.
Hold on, yeah. So, but when I read the scriptures, he's not talking about the world as far as you think of the world. Because you remember, he created the earth, he created the earth and the heavens. He said nothing about the world. Those are two different things when you read the Bible. The earth and the world.
Okay, okay, okay. He's okay. He's speaking on the things that is made in the world. Fathers, the people, the animals, all that stuff that was made. That's the world. What are you talking? What you just thinking of the globe or something? What you?
Huh.
I'm trying to
Hold on,
the
hold on.
world,
In the beginning, God created the what? What it says?
heaven and earth.
What did he say? The world.
The world was without form.
And what is the world? Think about that.
What you mean? What's the world?
The world is a group of, it could be a group of people. That's the world. Because he said he created the world for our sakes. He was talking to the Israelites. Now, other people lived in the earth, but they wasn't a part of that world, which is the world of Israel. He said, Israel shall be saved, world without end. So he's talking about a world, he's talking about a specific group of people. He's not talking about everyone, because he also said, I spoke openly into the world where the Jews rely, where the Jews resort.
So what else? Okay, what? Oh, okay. You saying he's not talking about everyone?
No, I'm gonna tell you how. If you
So
read,
who
if you read
else
scriptures,
besides the world was it?
okay, I'm
Talking
gonna
about
tell
the
you.
dinosaurs or something?
No, 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 I'm gonna tell you.
Ice Age, nigga.
I tell you. Hold on. This is
It
what I
was
mean
other
by
people here
no.
besides the people that was in the world. It was some other people
Yes,
on the
yes, yes, yes.
outside of the world.
Yes, no, no. God's world was the Israelites, but it was
Okay,
other people. It was other people on the planet Earth, but His world was
who
Israel.
created them people that was on the other people that was on the planet Earth? Who created them?
There you go. I'm happy you said that.
No, I'm just
Uh,
asking. I'm trying to.
we, we all come from Adam and Eve, but even in the
So
scripture, it said all of those that come from Adam doesn't mean they are children of God. Everyone come from Adam and Eve, but the scripture also says the other people that come from Adam, they are pretty much in the synagogues of Satan. So not everyone that comes from Adam, because remember he said, "In Isaac thy seed shall be called." He chose Isaac, not everyone else. He chose Isaac. So hold on. So when you go to John three
that's
sixteen,
because you know
hold
how
on,
far Isaac
hold on. You about to miss
came
something. Hold on. You about to miss
from
something.
from from from
You about to miss
from
something very
Adam.
important. Yeah, but you about to miss something very important.
Okay.
If when it say study to show thyself approved, uh it say read here a little, there a little. Like when you're reading the scriptures, you got to read a line below, and you got to read a line. You got to read what's above and what's below that scripture to get a clear understanding. So when he said in John 3:16, if you could look, if you had another phone, you could look it up. In John 3:14, two verses up, he said, just as the man was lifted in the midst, just like they was lifted in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up. And God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. So I can't just focus on John 3:16. I have to see what's said above, right before that. So he's just like they were saved in the wilderness. I was like, okay, well, who was saved in the wilderness? So I said, okay, now I'm trying to prove that the Bible is fake. Because if it say like he lifted up the man in the wilderness, it's going to have to show me something in the Old Testament that it was somebody in the wilderness that he saved. And it was. He saved the Israelites because they was getting bit by snakes. And he said, he hold up a rod with a serpent around it. That he said, once the Israelites looked at this rod, they would be healed. And that's why we have in today's time on the ambulance, anything with emergency or care, you have a rod and you have a serpent going around it.
Hmm.
That's still happening to this day. So when he said he lifted up, like so shall man be lifted up, and God so loved the world, he was talking about the Israelites. Because he said what he quoted where he got it from. This is something that you'll never read in
So,
church, but it's in the Bible.
but okay,
If I was to click, if I was trying to
we
find something,
going. We listen. We all over the place. Okay, we we here, we there, we over there, we up yonder. you know,
we no
listen.
no no, we in the same place. We went from snitching, and then we
Because
transitioned to
we went from the Old Testament to the New Testament.
yeah, because the New Testament is quoting the Old Testament, so it's no
Well,
contradictions.
of course. But
Yes.
the Old Testament is God, and the New Testament is Jesus. So God was more I ain't gonna say ruthless, but it was God that said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
If I
But it
was to
was
tell you,
Jesus that said turn the other cheek. So
okay,
they had two different.
I wish I had another.
One was stern. If God was stern in the Old Testaments, because like I say, it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
So let me ask you this. Now I'm going to ask you something dealing with your beliefs, but I'm
Okay.
going to say something that's in the Bible. If I told you that a woman walked up to God, walked up to Jesus, and told Jesus and his disciples, "Could you please save me? My daughter is vexed with a demon." Would you think God will help her? Would you think Jesus will help her?
Of course.
Okay. Well, he helped her, but you got to listen to what he told the woman prior to helping her. It was a woman in the coast of Canaan came up. This is in the scriptures. It's in the New Testament. When you say Jesus Christ, this is in the
Hmm.
New Testament. And you
Jesus.
pick it up. Jesus, New Testament. It's actually, I think
Okay.
it's in Romans. I think it's in Romans. It said a woman from the coast of Canaan came up to Jesus and his disciples said, Lord, Lord, please save me. My daughter is vexed with a demon. God did not answer, Jesus did not answer her. So
Hmm.
then he said the woman, then he said the his disciples came to him and say, Lord, this woman won't leave us alone. Please, help her. And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm only sent to the house of Israel. This is what Jesus said in the New Testament. I'm only sent to the house of Israel. So when he went to the woman, because she said she had faith and she kept on begging, he said, it is not meet to give the children's food to dogs. Who is his children? The children of Israel. He called the other nations outside of Israel dogs. And guess what the woman said? She acknowledged she was a dog. She said, true master, but she said, don't the dog eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table? Come on. You can't sugarcoat that. You can't be like, that's not what it meant. If you read something for what it says, the woman, he called her a dog and she acknowledged that she was a dog. And she said, don't the dogs eat? And don't dogs do that to this day? Don't dogs sit by the table and get crumbs? And that's
Was this a parable?
no. Once again, the scriptures don't say nothing about no. When people say it was allegorical, when they say stuff about it wasn't the physical, or they say something like it was what's the other word they use for it? It wasn't real, like what you said, allegorical, or you said something. People say stuff like it wasn't literal. Everything in the scriptures, to me, is literal because Jesus didn't say this ain't literal. He didn't say that.
N- I just gotta
You got to look. That's how. Yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
because I can't. It's been a while, so yeah, I
I
gotta.
could, I wish you had the thing on here where you could type in. I could type in the uh, the scripture where people could read it for themselves. Like it
What you
used to
mean?
be something like you could, like it's like a red thing. Like we got our name at the bottom. If you wanted to put like something else on the screen, it'll be like at the bottom showing red, and you could type in like something on there. Like it say chat. Oh damn, I came out. My bad. I don't know how to do it, but you just gotta everything that I'm
I
saying.
don't know
It
what I
don't,
just did.
huh?
Yes, let me see.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Oh, you on a laptop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where your phone at?
You see that?
I don't see nothing.
Got something in the middle of the screen. Let's see.
Yeah, damn, it hasn't been an hour.
Man, time be going by fast. Uh, oh yeah, this ain't gonna work. It's playing with me. Let me cancel this.
We'll learn how to do it probably next time, then.
Yeah, I'm gonna study fiddling with it, man. 'Cause
Now, everything you heard me say, I can tell you exactly what you're feeling right now. It sound. Hold on. Now, watch it. Hold on.
what sound what, Sonny? What it
It it
sound
it
like?
it,
What it sound like?
it could sound crazy because it wasn't. It goes against everything that we were taught. And what I mean by taught is I don't believe it's on purpose. I would say a lot of these stuff, pastors just don't touch these scriptures in church. So you really don't. They'll give you a scripture and then they'll talk around that scripture instead of just you getting a full like thing of the Bible. So a lot of times people could go to church for 30 years and the pastor would never truly covers like every week. Like I went to Coach Davis church a couple times, and my wife, and my mother-in-law went, and we love it because he literally reads when he go to church on Bible study. He reads chapters and chapters back to back, and then the next week we come, he's continued from that chapter. So he really like reading the whole Bible to us. Like I feel like it should be done instead of just giving you a scripture and God said, and then all of a sudden, that's all you don't read nothing else. So he literally, and my mother-in-law, she's very picky. but she loved the way how he preached. He teach the whole Bible. He call out
Well,
all,
my pastor does this pretty much
huh?
same, but I done heard, yeah, Pastor Davis is a good. He a pastor now, right?
Yeah.
Or a minister, yeah. Yeah, Pastor Davis,
I don't know
he's
if
a good
it's
speaker.
pastor or minister.
But he always spoke well. He always, taught well because he be teaching. He do more teaching than preaching. I'm gonna put it like that,
He
which
do
is
what?
more of teaching than preaching.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah.
teach it, more than just be preaching up there saying and then he don't do all that. That's yeah, he ain't doing all that.
You,
He
you
gonna
ever
keep
thought
it.
about you ever thought about when people, let's say you have I've always been against the grain. If I see a lot of people doing something one way, I'm gonna do it another way. Because I feel like if you got 10 people and out of 10 you got 9 doing something one way, then you got one that's doing something the opposite way. The person that's gonna have the chance of being successful is the person that's doing it a different way. You doing something the
I can
same
dig
way.
it.
Yeah, you doing something the same way a lot of people doing. To me, I feel like they're just you like you being programmed. And I don't. My wife told me, she said one thing she loved about me. I said, "What you love about me?" She said, "One thing I love about you is you move to the beat of your own drums. Like you kind of like you do your own thing." And I've
That's
always
me.
been, huh?
Yeah, that's me.
See,
Move to the beat of my own drum. So yeah, I totally understand that. I can only be the best me. I can only if you want to be the best me I can be, let me be me.
so if someone to walk up to you right now, and you got the what's the word you used yesterday? Cross dressers. Use my old grandma word. Okay.
Oh man, the cross dressers.
so 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 if in today's time, if you are a man, right, and you know the
Hmm.
word that you use, the transition, and you don't want to call that person a woman, would you? Would your moral beliefs as far as the Bible come into play, or you would be like, you know what, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Let me call them what they asking me to call them. How would you handle that?
Uh, I'm always gonna go by my beliefs, but in a situation like that, I probably won't say sir or ma'am. You know how I am. Yes,
Okay.
sir or ma'am. I just okay. That's cool. I got you. I won't use. I,
No, you good at that. You'll,
cause I,
you'll, you'll talk around it. Yeah, you'll
yeah,
talk around
right,
it. You'll
right.
talk.
You know me, man. Because I don't want to be disrespectful. That's not me. And then I don't want to
But you don't think that's
be
disrespectful?
of the world also by saying something that I know you're not.
See, I think to me, I think that's disrespectful to even come and ask me. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you, let's say,
Well,
I say,
nobody asked me that. No, no, them type of
oh,
people they won't.
they
They
know not to
don't.
be okay, okay, okay.
Right, right, right. We. I don't have nothing against.
Those that community.
Yeah, no.
I
Nah,
my
'cause I
I
know
got
some people. I know some people that I'm trying to see. Did we go to school with some people that was
not that
anybody in the
it,
Southwest was?
it wasn't open like no, it was some girls. Remember,
Oh well, yeah, of course. We
yeah,
had a
some
couple of
girls,
butchers.
but
Yeah,
not no dudes. Well,
right. Right.
I thought Mr. Trejo
Trying to
was.
see
I thought
who
Mr. Trejo was Mr. Trejo. Remember the Spanish teacher?
the Spanish. This is,
I thought Mr. Trejo was, but
he was real elusive.
yeah, he had
But yeah, yeah. I ain't never think that, but I know what you're talking about.
if,
This
if,
dude.
if you believe something, it's okay for you to believe that. I think the problem that I think a lot of people have, is, especially is people who are believers in the Bible itself. I'm okay with you believing that you could be whatever you want to be. I'm okay
Mhm.
with that. The problem I have is when you try to force your beliefs on
On
me.
others.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the problem I have. You could,
That's your belief.
so if you tell me to call me,
Don't force me.
yeah.
Yeah, that's you. That's all you. Don't force me. We can be cool, but don't force it on me.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's just like a transformer or whatever it is. You trying to force that on me. That's what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep that over there with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna believe what I believe. We can be cool, but I'm still gonna stand on my principles. You know what I'm saying? And you do you. That ain't gonna make me hate you for doing you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just I know my beliefs. I know, but we just gonna keep it like that. Keep it like that. Don't I don't want you to feel like I gotta force my beliefs on you for this the Christianity, even though I feel my beliefs is right, but I'm pretty sure in your mind you feel your
But
beliefs is right.
it,
So
it's now this is my weird way of thinking, and I call it weird because I get along with weird people because I feel like those weird people think outside of the box. Uh,
it's good to think outside the box to me.
huh?
It's good to think outside the
Yeah,
box to me.
that's why when I think of weird people, those are people who don't think like normal people. So I get along with weird motherfuckers. I do. I always got along with weird people, man. But if you even in society, even as men, we are programmed to other people's beliefs. Like when they say a traditional man, I hate
Right?
that. I
There's
hate
some
that.
yeah, it's
I hate that. I hate the term traditional man and traditional woman only because you can't say something that's traditional like it's only one of me. So I'm not. You can say a traditional son because I'm one of one. You can't you can't put the world views of what a man should be on me, and I don't think I should put. And I used to. I can't put what society tells me how a woman should be or how a woman should show up, and I want my woman to act that way. And I used to think that way because let's say your wife told you, uh, my last dude treated me this way, and I want
yeah,
you to
ain't what
treat
I
me.
let. I don't even bring. I don't even. Why is we even talking about
So
that?
same
Right,
thing go for us. When you say a
right,
traditional man, that has nothing to do with me. So you put in
right,
the world expectations on me, and that's not who I am. So I don't
right.
like that type of stuff either. But when you talk to people, have those conversations, they don't know how to have those conversations without trying to belittle you and saying, "Oh, you're weird. Oh, you such and such. You just trying to be difficult." Nah, just use your brain and just try to think for yourself.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
ain't nobody trying to do that.
right.
I know I shot you a little bit tonight, nigga. I know I did.
Sometimes no, I get no. I'm getting where you coming from. That's just like when they say that's a man's man. What's a man's man? what, what, what's a
or or
man's
or
man?
they'll say whenever you a man, they'll say, "Well, man up," but they ain't got no term to tell a woman to woman up. See, to me, I pay attention to shit like that.
Right, right. You're totally right about that one.
You can't show
Can't
your
woman
feelings,
up. I don't even know how you can woman up. Like,
or they take it like a man, but they don't say take it like a woman.
so I know you most definitely believe in equality.
No, there's no such thing as.
So you saying all this time I take it like a man and man up? That's
I'm going to tell you,
so you want the woman to have the same thing? So that's part of equality, right?
that's impossible. I'm gonna tell you why, and you got to understand my
It's
my reason.
impossible for them to be equal. Well,
None of us are equal.
I know what you say. Far as a man and woman, right? It's no way possible you can be equal to a man. It's no way possible. No
Hmm.
way possible. But if that's something the population of the woman is pushing for equality, if that's what they're pushing for, I have no problem with it. But you
Okay.
can never be 50-50 when it comes to a man. It never
Let
it's
me tell you what I mean by I'm gonna answer your equality. I believe equality is as far as having the same rights that any other normal citizen or normal human being have. That's what I mean by
right.
equal rights.
Right. Okay, yeah,
Equality.
of course.
Now, getting treated like a man is two different things. Let me tell you how. You
And
can't
I
be,
yeah,
you can't be subjective with your equal rights. Like if we was going to a war in today's time, men would have to force to go, women would have to stay. You don't see
right.
women fighting to have those same equal rights to go and get killed. So they still want to stay
But
back
you do
home.
have ones that's willing to get out there and get on the field. You do have the ones that want to get out there and get their rifles and go out there and fight.
An
You do
exception.
have the ones that want to do that.
We can't look at the whole thing and take an exception and then judge an exception. The majority of women will not do that. Same way
Right.
as like even they say you say two employees and they say you're supposed to treat everybody the same. Me personally, I don't believe in that because if I got an employee that's busting their ass and I got an employee who's not giving me 100%, but the person that's busting their ass is not gonna get treated as the same. Yo, watch the Django. Yo, watch Django. When he did, you can't treat him like all the other niggas around here because he ain't like all the other niggas around here. Yeah, you can't.
Right.
You can't treat if somebody is doing something and they have my back. I'm going to treat you a different way than I would treat someone else. So you can't. Everyone cannot be treated the
But
same.
what if both of them actually have your back?
You still go okay. Now this probably sound
What
wrong.
if both of them almost doing the same? They actually on the same level when it comes to you or your employer.
No, even when you come to my kids, and this is something that I feel like people lie when they say stuff like this. When they say they love all their kids the same, I'm gonna tell you why I believe that. Why I don't believe that. I love them all, yes, but I can't love them the same because they are not the same. I love them.
I
One of
can
them.
understand that, but it's that you
Hold on, hold on,
you're
hold on, hold
outside
on.
of the box. This
That's
you, yeah, you're outside of the boxness is really outside of the boxness.
hold
That
on.
ain't
But you
you.
actually you hold on. If you think about it, it's out of the box because it's not normal from what society has told us. I don't like nothing that dealing with society. Hold on. Let's say
Right.
I love all race of people, right?
Uh-huh.
But I have a certain love for black
For
people.
blacks, right?
So
Because we black.
yes. So I love all people, but I love my kids more than any other people that are outside of this household. It's still under the category of love, but it's a different type of love.
Yeah, that's because that's your seed.
So,
That's
so what is the difference from you love, even though they all your seeds, you still love them all, but one of them you may love because their personality is different. All kids are different.
but see, that's where you twisting it up. It ain't that you're saying I love my kids. I love all my kids the same. No, we know they're different personalities. We know they're this is Jacob. This is Jacory. This is so their name is different. Of course, we know that. But when you hear the saying, I love all my kids the same, they saying like the love I have for them. I will do anything for them individually. It don't matter which one it is.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do for them no matter what, because that's the love I have for them.
You
But
know,
it ain't
you know. This is why I believe that we don't tell the truth on that because even kids know. Like even my wife and her sister, they be like, "Oh, you mama favorite." Even the kids could sense there's a favoritism to
you got
who.
a point on that, which I always tell them no, they're wrong, because they some of them will say that, but of course they're gonna look at it in that way. Because if you got older kids,
There you go.
they
There
it's
you go.
different from the younger ones now, but
Why?
they was there. They was there, so
When
they got the same treatment. They just didn't see it because it's different now. Being that because you know what, my oldest son is Jesus about to be 22.
yeah. God damn.
Yeah, Sean, he out there and then now out there in North Texas, but he about to be 22. And then my youngest daughter is 5. So of course it's gonna seem like yeah, you got more because I'm of course I'm around her all the time. I'm with her. My son is out in a whole nother school. I probably only see him twice a semester or something like that. So of course it's gonna appear that I love this one more because this is the one I'm around daily and stuff like that. But no, I love them the same. I still will go out there and do whatever it takes for
So
my son out there. And then
okay, so what's wrong with saying I love all my kids, but I love them in their own different way?
there's
It's
nothing wrong with saying that. Isn't that no? It's not. No, I'm not. No, there's nothing wrong with saying that.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
because you do love them all in a different way. Still, you
so
still
I
love them,
so I don't love
but you
them the
love
same.
them in a different way.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. I love one because of like let's
but
go with
you're trying to twist
no, that's how
when
that's
they
just
say I love all my kids the same. I know the meaning behind when people say that because I would do for this kid same as I would do for this kid. At this particular age, I did for this kid. Now that this kid is this age, I'm doing that same thing. See what I'm saying? So it's different because they're older. But when you was that age, I did the same thing for you. I did the same thing. I
but
made sure this, made
it
sure that.
it still don't take away that your kids if you have
Are
a, if you
different.
if you're a parent and you have multiple kids, it's that conversation have always been had. Somebody gonna say somebody say,
I got 9 all of together. So what you seen the tribe?
yeah, you
You
got
seen
like
the tribe? And yeah, they'll say I'm more different with the girls, but that's because the girls is younger now, and then all the boys is older. The
so
girls
you
is
have
younger.
hold on,
Besides Jaden,
so you have to ask them, what are y'all seeing? Because once again, you think you looking
I
at the
do,
same.
I do. I be like, what's? But that's because they're older now. They didn't see what I did for them when they was this age.
Um,
They didn't see. All they see now what I do because the kids is 5, 6, 7, but my older kids is 15, 16, 17, 22. Of course they gonna feel like, oh, daddy always doing for just cause she's here, you're not, you know what I'm saying? She can't do for herself like y'all can. I'ma have to go get her food. I'ma have to make them food and stuff like that because they're 5, 6 years old. Y'all niggas 16, 15. Y'all can go in there and make some noodles. Or y'all can go up the street and go to Jack in the Box and order some food. They can't do that. You see
so
what I'm saying? So of course it's gonna look different.
okay, hold on. Now, so when I say stuff like this, people say twisted, and when they say when I hear the word twisted,
That's what you do. You didn't twisted this thing all up. That's exactly what you did.
hold on. Now watch this. Let me show you that there's a difference, and it's nothing wrong with that. Let's say you take your sons, you got sons and daughters. Okay, yeah, you got sons and daughters. Now,
5 boys, 4 girls.
okay, here it is. With your sons, when they was little, you could love on them, you could kiss on them, you could be affectionate with them, but as they got older, you had
Ain't
to
do the same.
change some
Yeah.
type of way. With your daughters, from the moment they're born up until the day they die, you don't have to change how you love them. You could kiss
It's
on them the
just
same. You
different. They're girls. Girls have to be. It's more affectionate. They emotions. It's totally different.
so
It's
okay,
I'm a man myself, so of course that's just part of life when it
okay.
comes to girls and boys.
So when you say there are girls and there are boys, I agree with that. But love is not a boy, love is not a girl. Love is love.
No, because you gotta have a certain type of love for your girls and a certain type of love for your boys.
Ain't they your
But it's
kids?
still the same love. You still would take a bullet for them.
So you
You
saying
still would
the same thing I'm saying, but the way
to work.
you saying the
Come,
same thing I'm saying, but the way I'm saying it is not traditional to what people normally say. That's all it
but
is.
I said that. I said that. I just said you
You
have your
got
twisted trickery. You got the little trickery going on. He got this little trickery. There. He have this something. It's oh man, y'all listen, people. Y'all see it. Y'all see what I'm talking about. I know y'all do. Y'all gotta see what I'm
that's my
talking
way of
about.
thinking. But
You
guess what?
gotta.
I don't
Which
expect
ain't
people to
nothing
think like me.
wrong with the way you think, because you think outside the box. And we need this what the world really needs. We don't need simple minded people. We need people that's able to grasp different things, can go in this, you can be into sports, or you can be into to entertainment, or you can be into some spiritual stuff. You need people that's everywhere. You literally be everywhere when we be talking. You hear one day. I
My
mean,
wife
not
says the
one
same
day,
thing.
huh?
She says the same thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay though. It's okay. It
The reason I
just
be because when I be having conversations with people, since I know I'm not traditional at all, that when I'm having conversations with someone, instead of me answering exactly what they said, I would touch a little bit of what they said. Then I start thinking of what I'm saying probably don't make sense. So I try to switch it in a way to where maybe they can understand, and then I'm all over the place because I'm not being true to how I truly feel and what I want to say, because they're not going to understand it. And if
that's
you,
good dialogue.
yeah,
That's good dialogue. So
damn, it's a whole
you,
hour
you
and a half.
you got somebody that's gonna rumble with you, man. You got somebody that's gonna.
You believed in what I said. But here's the difference. Watch this. You believed in what I said, but how I said it is the game changer.
You throw that trickery in. You got that little trickery. You throw that trickery in there. I'm
Hold on.
telling you, man.
Hold on.
You gotta,
It's
just
the
like you tonight when you said something, then I had to think about it. They're like, no, 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 no. Did I just agree with this? No, no, no. I wasn't trying to agree with you. I'm trying to. No, no. You was talking too fast, and you tried to get me. No, no, no. Let's bring this back, so, so we can I can comprehend this a little bit better. Cause you good. You good with the little slick. That's why I call it trickery. You got a little slick stuff you put in there, but like I said, it makes for good conversation. At the end of the day, it makes for good conversation. So I'm cool with it.
and before we get out, I think the goal in life is to try to interact with as many people as possible. Because if someone were to tell me, man, you changed, you didn't believe in that last week. I used to get like when I used to see people do that, I'm like, man, he didn't believe in that last week, but now he believed in something this week. I used to think that person is a hypocrite. But then I realized who's going to change. The more every day you live, the more knowledge you seek, the more stuff you're going to learn if you're willing to not stay in the same bubble. If you're willing to go out and try to see things and learn other new stuff, then yes, you're not going to have the same views you had last week or yesterday. But
But
people don't.
everybody is not like that. Everybody is not in them to want to go um, talk to other people, or yeah, you got different. You got people with different views. You got people who just only in a bubble. You got people who only just associate with themselves. They don't even associate with nobody. So
How would you have a different perspective on something if you're not willing to uh, challenge some? If you're not willing to communicate with us, like even we talking about beliefs right now.
yeah, you're not willing to challenge when you saying you read the Bible and you just accept everything how you read it. You don't have to. You don't need nobody to talk to you or challenge you on nothing, because you whatever you read is gold.
See, remember, now you're doing that trickery. Now you're doing that trickery. You doing that trickery. 'Cause I know I told you that the person that I talk to is God. If you want to accept that, you trying to add that trickery stuff in there. You trying to out of the box.
Okay.
So my understanding, I told you, it comes from Christ, and you want to ignore that to try to throw in that little trickery right there. Yeah, you just pulled one of my moves, man. Now you try to trick me, man. You trying to trickify the people, man. Yeah. No,
You always got something to come back with. I ain't gonna keep going
no,
back and forth with you on that, but
you try to get me just now, man. You try to get me.
I'm just saying what was said and just giving my perspective on that's all, my boy.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
Just
Now,
giving the OG Jizzle perspective, baby.
if you're
Yeah,
going, if you were to like, if that's how you seen me smoking a cigarette right now, and then I tell you straight up, Nah, I ain't smoking no cigarette. And you seeing it.
And I'm seeing it. I'm visually seeing it right now as we're on this screen.
And then I tell you that what you are seeing is not what you seeing. Now,
It's
now, now,
not what it seemed to be.
it's not what it seemed to be. You gonna think that I'm crazy, right?
I'm gonna know you crazy.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
know something is not. All the chairs is not at the table.
yeah,
We 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 only got two legs, and they on the same side. So this whole side is already down. I know something is going on upstairs in your brain.
so you prove my point on something. And it's not about proving a point. Well, yeah, sometimes it's just my white tail my mom trying to prove a point. I feel like instead of me trying to prove a point, I try to prove the truth. Because there are absolute truth in this world, and it's not always when people say, "Well, it's just your perspective." No, there's a such thing as absolute truth. The truth is when you look up, the sky is blue. The sky is blue. When you look up, the clouds are white. If it's raining, the clouds are dark. It's absolute truth in this world. So if I said I read something and I get it's clear as day.
There's different. There's different truth. There's different. If I can see that the cloud is blue versus me trying to visualize something and get a comprehension on something, and I'm getting it from someone, that don't make it
Watch this.
true.
Watch
That
this.
don't make it
Hold on.
just absolute.
Watch this. Actually, let me tell you. No, I could agree with that, right? But certain things, like I said, are absolute truth. There's no, oh, maybe you can interpret that wrong. Let me give you one.
There's certain things you can't interpret in a different way.
And okay, watch this. Now let's see if me and you going to
Not
interpret.
saying it's wrong, but you can interpret it in a different way.
Okay, and when that happened, if I have a conversation with my wife and I don't understand it her way and I interpret it a different way, she would say something like, I'm stuck on trying not to understand her." So,
That's it. That's it. That's it. You only want to understand it your way and
hold
your way
on, hold
only.
on. So hold on. So you
That
ask me,
is leaning. That is not
hold
leaning
on,
on that own understanding
hold
right
on.
there. That is leaning on
See,
own understanding.
you just missed what I just said because it went over your head. I wasn't talking about me. I was using your analogy when you said you could read something and don't mean you interpret it different. You just interpret it, not saying you interpret it wrong. You say you interpret it different. When it comes to conversation with people, I was trying to give example of me and my wife. It doesn't matter if and if I don't interpret the way she meant it, then she said I'm bent on trying to not understand her. So I agree with that. So this is what I'm saying. So if I read something and it says, uh, "I will kill you," hold on. Let's say we both let's both say we got a text message, right?
Okay.
In a whole school, me and you show a text message to the whole school and it say, "I'm going to kill you on Monday." Right? No,
Hmm.
let's forget Monday. Let's just say the text say, "I'm going to kill you." Now, if you are being truthful and you don't have no ulterior motive, everyone's gonna come up with the same conclusion. Don't know when this person gonna kill you, but nigga, they said they gonna kill you.
Exactly.
Now, other people would say he didn't really mean kill you. He was like he gonna give you a hard time. He gonna punish you. Now, that's what I say. That's what people do. That's what people do when they read the scriptures. Like they'll tell you like it's not literal. It's not literal. Like when they say Job was in the well, God didn't say
Jonah.
yeah, Jonah. It didn't say it ain't literal. The scripture don't say that. So when people say, "Oh, it's not literal," nah, you telling me something that it
What you
doesn't.
mean? The scripture don't say it wasn't literal, but
When
he
it
was in the
say,
well. He was in the belly of the beast.
but even Pastor David said that's not literal. I say, well, show me. I say that's what I'm talking about. Now show me what Jesus Christ said. Hey man, this ain't literal. You got to show me that because if not, you added something in there that's not in there. And he was like, I say, when the last time you seen somebody in a whale mouth for that many days? So you can't tell me if it don't make
Jonah.
sense. Yeah, Jonah.
Jonah.
Yeah, he
That
said
was the
it.
last time.
Yeah,
That
he said that part wasn't literal. And I said, who told you that? And that's how we got back to that school. That school gave you that understanding. I take everything to be literal.
So he don't believe he was in the belly of the beast.
He believed that certain things are not literal, and then we take it as literal, and that's where we get in the wrong interpretation of the Bible. So I don't see the word literal in the Bible. I don't see Jesus Christ saying this is not literal, this is allegorical. I don't see
It
those things.
didn't say he literally died on the cross, but
It,
he
it,
did die on the cross. It never said he literally. So
I don't. That's their teachings. That's what I'm saying. I
you
don't.
sure?
That's what he said.
So what do you what did he say Jonah was then? Them
They
what
were
it was,
saying it was
2 days or whatever it was.
like what
What
you
he
said.
say Jonah was?
What you said. He didn't say what he was. He would just said it was kind of like a what you said earlier, parable. Like when people use the words, when you say parable, when you
There
say
wasn't no parable. That's in the Old Testament. The parables came when Jesus got here.
okay.
In the
When
New Testament, that ain't no parable there. That ain't no.
if you he said it was he said it
The
wasn't
beggar and the what did he talk about, the beggar and the rich man and the beggar and all that, them parables.
because we I think we was having a conversation about he was talking about tithing, right? So I said, Pastor, I said, Coach, man, I said we not supposed to be giving money, and he said, oh, come on, Coach Chiefs, man, you tripping? I said, nah, for real. And I said, he said, well, he said you ever read the scripture where Jesus say he'll open up the gates of heaven, like he'll open up the windows of heaven, and I said, yeah. I said, what is it?
Floodgates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the floodgate, but it said the windows of heaven that your arms won't be able to receive, right? So I said, well, damn, windows of heaven. I said, that sound like, well, what does that sound like? Then he was like, you don't understand that? That's blessings. The windows is blessings. I said, hold on. I said, you sure? And this is what he asked you to agree. I'm telling you right now. He asked you to agree with me. He'll tell you. I said, hold on. But in Genesis, when he said he'll open up the windows of heaven and it will flood. So the windows of heaven. Hold on, wait. And then when he was
You
talking about
speaking on Noah now.
yes, yeah. But then when he talked about in the tithing, when he was talking about he said he would open up the floodgates of heaven, the windows of heaven for talking about the tithing and bring your yield, your crops, and all that stuff. He was talking about the rain. It would rain so your crops and everything could grow, and he said he would keep away the the locusts,
We ain't
whatever.
talking about the tithing.
Yes, because when he was saying bring a tenth of thy earnings, bring a tenth of that of what you yield from the field. It was talking about the corn, the crops,
Right.
the animals and stuff like that. And it
The
say,
profit, the 10% of the profit
there you go,
of
of
yeah.
what you yield from the field. So when it
Yeah.
said that, it said when you do that, I will open up the windows of heaven
Right.
and I will protect your
That's
crops and all of that stuff. He's talking about rain because when
to
you have
bless.
rain,
No.
there's
He's talking
rain.
about opening up a blessing for you. So your crops and all that's a blessing to you. To
And
keep that coming, that's how you get paid. I mean, that's how you survive off the crops
and
back then.
so it's
Versus
talking about,
now, if you say I'm gonna give you thousands of dollars, that's now. Now it'll be money for them.
remember we talking about the windows of heaven. When he flooded the
Right.
earth,
Blessings.
it's rain. You see, now you're doing that stuff I just told you when you read
No,
something.
no. Well, in Genesis in Genesis when he brought up the open up the windows of heaven, that's because nobody ever heard of rain.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time, so that's why it was hard for people to understand. Man, how is something going to happen and it never happened before? We what is rain? It's like it was it was like a word that they ain't even really know.
Okay.
So
Now,
it's different from when he talked about the blessings opening up the floodgates. Not in Genesis. When you read it again later on, he's talking about the blessings. The blessings I'm gonna pour up on you. It's gonna I'm gonna open up the gates because I'm gonna pour blessings. So if it make the crop grow better for people to come buy it and all that, that's a blessing.
what
It's a
make the
blessing.
I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is, what makes the crop grow?
Good weather. So
What?
if it took rain, if it took the sun, whatever it took, yeah,
So,
he opened up the gates for that to happen.
so he was talking about rain. That's all I want. That's all of my main point is he's talking about rain. In Genesis, it's rain. And when he's talking about the crops, he's talking about he's going to open up and he said he's going to keep away the locust. Locust is what kills your crops.
Okay,
So
right.
he's saying once you bring
But
what you
ain't this a blessing to you if someone make it rain for you, for your crops to grow, and for everything to be good, and for you to get rich off of it? Ain't this a blessing, regardless if it's rain
okay
or fertilizer
we,
or whatever?
I, okay I think we saying the same thing,
We are.
but I'm touching on something. My goal I was trying to
You
get you
trying
to
to be specific?
the blessing is the rain. That's the blessing. Just
The
how
blessing is what you gain from whatever.
okay. Let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you this. So
That's the blessing.
this is why I say I like precept upon precept. Here a little, there a little. That's what the scripture said.
Okay.
So
All right, come over here then. Come on.
so
You
so
everywhere. Go on, go.
hold on. So in Genesis, when he said he's gonna open up the windows of heaven, and at that moment rain came out. So when he say the windows of heaven in Genesis, that's not the same windows of heaven because he said he changed not. So how many windows of heaven do we have? So I'm saying if it
It
said in the New Testament, it got to be the same thing because they were talking about crops.
no, that was the first. That was the first time God destroyed the earth when He opened up the floodgates.
The
That was the
windows.
first time. Well, the windows to
So
make the
what?
floodgates. So
So
that
that
was
was
the.
rain, right?
He
Was that
said it
rain?
was gonna rain. That's what they were
So,
saying. It was gonna rain.
so when he talk about the crops, what did he do when he opened up the windows of heaven? What was that
It was
came?
a blessing. He's gonna bless them. He's gonna open up
With
the
what? What he gonna bless him?
floodgates.
What he gonna bless him with, Jake? What's gonna be the blessing? So they could get their crops and yield. What's gonna be the blessing? The rain. That's all I'm trying to get you to see. It's the rain. The
So
the windows of heaven is rain.
okay, okay,
It's not.
right.
It's not about money. It's not about bringing your
It
feet.
wasn't a that because of what the blessings was back then.
We
It's
don't have those.
different.
We don't have those people
You
anymore.
were sacrificing back then. You
What,
sacrificed for a blessing back then.
what was
So
tied?
you had to either go get a goat, sacrifice it, and with a lamb, some of the biggest and the most expensive goat or whatever it is that you go find and cook. That's what that's a
Hold
sacrifice.
on, hold on. I'm gonna show you this. Hold on. This is where I mean. And I'm gonna let you have that one. This is the only reason I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna let you have that one.
What man? Listen,
No, no, no,
this guy. Come
no, no,
on, you
no.
gonna let me have some? This guy. So what is
Hold on,
we talking
hold
about?
on, hold on. This is where I'm telling you where I'm gonna let you have it because I'm not gonna say you're wrong because you're definitely not wrong. This is where I mean by and go back to what we said earlier. You could have people who we are both of us are believers, but the
Right.
difference is I'm not saying you haven't, but I feel like if you have read it, if you read that verse itself and you read that whole chapter, you would actually say the same thing I'm saying. The difference is one is kind of I feel like I'm putting like when they say I will open up when I say I read how in the Old Testament we say Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, and I put those two together, and then when I told you how I put how he will he lifted up the people in the wilderness, so have man should be lifted up. Jacob I mean, for God so loved the world. I go back and forth with the scriptures because remember I trying to tell you I'm trying to prove that something is fake. So if you said something here, you should mean it here. If you said something here, you should mean it here. So when they say the floodgate, the windows of heaven was the rain, and then in the other one they were talking about the crops, and he said I would open up the windows of heaven and I would keep away the locusts. He's talking about the rain. When you have rain and you keep away the locusts, you could bring the what you bring, you'll have a good cropping season.
So did he keep away the locusts the first time he made it rain? Did he keep away the locusts then?
Because it wasn't dealing with crop, it was dealing with just
It's, I'm not.
rain.
I'm not trying to. Did he keep away the locusts then?
Watch this.
It's dealing
He,
with crops
he,
because it's a blessing.
he never, hold
He's
on.
this is a blessing versus him destroying something. He was destroying the world
I give you the truth on that.
versus
The
this
first
one with the
time,
crops. He
the
was
first time he did,
blessing them.
the first time he didn't mention, it was nowhere mentioned about a locust in the first
Because he
time.
was destroying the world. He was destroying the world. First was the water. He destroyed it. That's why when he destroyed it again, it's gonna be with fire.
You ever farmed before?
Ever who?
Like farm, like when you like people who farming and stuff like that, they go in the fields and all their crops. Those people be praying for rain. You know what I'm saying? They
Oh
pray.
yeah, yeah. Especially if you're in Texas.
So we all, I just want to say, we are saying the same thing. You are saying that the rain is the blessing. I'm talking about the windows is the rain. So we talking about two different things. That's all I'm saying. You focus on the blessing. I'm saying the rain is the blessing.
I know what you're saying.
You don't.
I do. I know you trying to make it seem like the blessing, which it is. It's the okay, okay. The rain is the blessing.
Because he said, I'll open up. Remember, the rain, the windows of heaven, when he flooded, was the rain. So when he say the windows of heaven again, he's talking about rain. I don't want to believe that he lied in the beginning. So that's why I don't believe there's no contradictions. So when he say the windows of heaven, he was talking
So
about the
how
rain.
does they? Okay, how did? Nah, this nigga here.
How does what?
These is two different times when he talks about the flood or the opening the windows of heaven. These two different times. You're
But it's one
putting these two
time.
different times as one time.
No,
These
no.
two different times.
There's two different times. Yeah. Two different
And they
times.
meant two different things. One, he was destroying. It wasn't no blessing that came out of the first uh opening up the windows of heaven. Wasn't no
Mm-hmm.
blessing out of that. That
Mm-hmm.
was to destroy the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he had two of everything. Two of
Mm-hmm.
everything jumped on there with Noah, his kids, and they wives.
Mm-hmm.
So they the ones started the new world because everybody got wiped out. All the animals, every human being was gone. Versus, versus these crops, these fruits, these vegetables, all of this, which makes a person rich. When you got a field of crops and animals and stuff like that, you're rich. So to keep you rich, you make you produce. You make your everything you produce. You try to make it good.
Mm-hmm.
What God did was He blessed them with the rain. And this particular rain, what he had the locust stuff. What'd you
Mm-hmm.
say? He
The
had
look.
all that in it in this particular rain, which
Mm-hmm.
was a blessing. There are two different situations.
The locust was already here on earth. You're missing the point. The locust is the stuff that kills your crops that had nothing to do with the rain.
So why did he get rid of all of that on the first one and then bring it in on the second one?
Hold on. This is where I don't add nothing to what it says.
What you
The,
mean?
hold on.
What you mean? You is adding.
Hold
You just
on.
said it's the same thing. It's not the same.
You saying that you pretty much saying that heaven had a renovation from the first time to the second time. Hold on. That's what you saying. You saying God had renovations. What I'm telling you is one thing that is the same. And he specified it in two different times. So I'm not
This is like deja vu, man. It's like I've seen this. Me talking to you. it's For some reason, it's like I seen this right now. It just hit me like, man, what did I dream of? Did I know I was gonna be doing this? It's this is crazy.
If you
Listen,
think about it, if if the old, let's say he did the first time when he flooded, he gave the reasons of why he flooded. He gave the reason. So when you asking me why he kept something away, you got to take that up with him. He told you the reason why the first time they was being disobedient and the world was just wicked. So he gave you the reasons why he opened up the floodgates, the windows of heaven. So unless he had a renovation,
who to destroy?
yes. But this
To
time,
destroy.
but this time the
This
rain
time,
was for good, and he said it was for
right?
good. He labeled it as a blessing.
So
So
them ain't two different situations.
it's the same. No, what I'm telling you is it's two different situations, but the windows of heaven is the same thing as the windows of heaven. It's still rain. That's the point I'm saying. It's still rain.
You just stuck on this rain. You
Yes,
just.
because it goes into the whole tithing.
So was the first rain a blessing? Because we getting back to
He
him
didn't say
opening up the gates to bless
the
this
first.
crops. The rain was to bless the crops in the field.
You sound like one of them pastors right now. Hey, you sound like the pastor that be on
He
TV.
bringing out
Like
the pastor in me, y'all. He bringing out an aggravated pastor.
that boy say, it's gonna be blessed. In Jesus, no. Bro. And the first time, all I'm saying is the first time he specified what the rain was for. The second time, he specified what the rain is for. Now you asking me why did it change from the first time to the second time? And I'm telling you, that's what people go wrong when they try to explain away what it says. He said the reason he done it because they was corrupt and the world was wicked. That's why he done it the first time. He didn't label it as a blessing because right now we still have the rain. And guess what the rainbow is for? It's for a symbol to show that he wouldn't flood the world again. So just because it rain every time now, that don't mean it's a blessing. So even though everything is a symbolism. So what you proving my point. You proving a point. You proving the truth.
Oh my God, you actually proving my point.
That what?
That is two
Remember,
different
hold on.
situations.
Remember
One
this.
was a blessing, and the other one was to destroy.
And what was the third one for? Because remember, it changed every single time, but the whole thing is one to come. The same, the one to common denominator is the windows is always
Well,
going.
he only did the second one was a town. He didn't destroy the whole world. He just destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah.
So
That wasn't the whole.
when it rains every day, when it rains right now, is that a blessing?
No,
So that no. When you asked me what the first time was a blessing, I told you no, and you didn't accept it. But now you saying the
but
same thing.
you trying to. Okay,
Admit that
okay,
you're wrong, man. Just admit it, dog.
not wrong. You trying to make.
No, I just asked you now that when it rained every day now, is that a blessing? You said no. And then when I asked you, you said, well,
I'm
how come you
trying
didn't
to
do it
tell
the
you
first
these are.
time?
You trying to because you're trying to make a statement that it's the same. Because he said it here, and you're trying to make it seem like it's the same because he said it in another scripture later
No,
on in the
no.
Bible.
The
I'm telling you, it's
situations are
two
not the same.
different situations.
Yeah. No, I agree with you that the situations are two different situations. What
Right.
I'm saying is, in those same two different situations, there was one thing that was in both of them, and that was the windows of heaven, which is the rain. That's what my focus is. And it's two different situations, but in those two different situations, there was one thing that had always been present three
The
times.
rain.
The rain, which symbolized the windows of heaven. That's all I was saying. So when you say a blessing, yes, it was a blessing because it was used in the right way on a second time. But the first time, it wasn't a blessing because he said why he was going to open it up for punishment. This time, he said he was going to open it up for a blessing. The third time when it happened, he said that it would be for a sign and a symbol that he would not flood it again.
Right.
So the windows is always going to be The rain. That's all I was saying. It's gonna be the rain.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and you fought with me for goddamn near 20 minutes on this.
Same difference. It's the
No, no.
same difference.
You thought that I was saying that those are two different situations, and they are
No,
two
I
different
thought you were
situations.
saying they are the same situation.
Nah, hell no. I was saying the window is the same
Right.
situation.
What you just
Hold on. Why in the hell would I? You been drinking? Why would I think?
I was thinking a little bit, but
Yeah, 'cause why would I
you
think something in Genesis is the same?
because you that's what came out your mouth, man. When you relook at it, you'll see what I'm saying.
The people will see that I said windows was the same thing in every single one. It was rain.
No, because you said I said it was a blessing. You said it was rain, but I said that's what made it a blessing was the rain. The
Yeah,
rain is what keeps the crops, and it was a blessing in this particular rain because he had the
thank you.
locusts
Thank
and
you.
all that.
Maybe I didn't explain it well. You're right. In today's time, when people say he poured out a blessing, people don't see the rain. Re-
Exactly.
the religious aspect of it don't see that the rain.
It ain't literal.
Yeah, no, nigga, you wrong. You wrong. It is literal. What the hell you mean?
No,
It
I'm saying for this, like how you said, literally, like how it would read in the scripture. It don't say it literally rained. That's what I'm saying. It ain't actually said literal in the
it did.
scripture.
In the old one, it did. It said it would open up the windows of heaven and it would rain.
But that's it didn't say it will literally rain. That's what I mean by it didn't actually have. Just like when you said earlier, um, it didn't have literally something,
Yeah,
but we know. When you was talking about the well, it didn't say he literally
was in the whale mouth.
was
Yeah,
in the well. That's what I'm saying. It didn't say actual literally on the scripture. It don't say it literally rained. It said it rained. That's what I'm saying when I said that. And I know it rained. I'm not I'm not arguing against it.
one
I'm
thing,
going against the
one
literal.
thing I do know, you've been hard headed since high school, man. You still hard headed now.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh man.
hard headed. Hey man, we've
Still
been going
go
about
ahead.
2 hours. We didn't have enough.
For real.
This we think
It's
we
gonna be on.
DJ academic or something, man. Having these long. Now, what you could do with this whole 2 hour thing, this is where instead of you got to take a thing out of Vlad, instead of posting the whole thing and just getting the views off of
Yeah,
that,
we're gonna chop it up.
you could
Before
chop
you
up.
say all that, we appreciate whoever made it this far. We appreciate it. If you like the content, please let us know in the comments. And if it's something you want us to elaborate on, please do that as well. Y'all get with us, man. It's the OG Jizzle and the Sean TV. We gonna be coming to y'all with more content. Y'all gonna start seeing us more and more and more and more. So this is just the beginning. Um, there's a lot of stuff we still got to work on. There's a lot of stuff we still gotta get more of the kinks and things that comes with this podcasting. So we not this, we ain't this ain't the 100% how it's gonna go. We still learning as we go, and we trying to grow, and we want to grow with the people. We want to grow with y'all. So please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We got the OG Jake 84, and also we got Sean TV. So y'all can go to his channel, subscribe over there. We're gonna have content over there as well. So some of the things that y'all see over here, most likely gonna see over there. We're doing this together. So please like, comment, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell us how we doing, good
and,
or bad. We
and
take it out.
don't tell them to hit that notification to where when you do go live, they'll get it.
Yeah, yeah. Turn your notification bells on.
Yeah,
So anytime we jump on here, y'all will know it's us.
and
And
it's
we
gonna
gonna
be a
bring
bunch of random stuff.
it. Yeah,
You never know what you're gonna get.
want to tell the people something before we log up out of here?
I ain't got nothing.
Oh yeah, Sean is on Facebook. For y'all that don't have my TikTok, please go to the TikTok place. OG Jake 84. ENT now. It's not just OG Jake 84. They got me. So I
You know,
had
you
to
could put that stuff in your bio, all of your links to all of your social medias. You could put it on your YouTube to where in the bottom when they hit the arrow, when they looking at the video, it'll pop up everything, all your social media stuff, and they can just click on that link
I'm
and it'll
still
go.
figuring it out, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna do that too. Hopefully y'all will see that in the next podcast. Hopefully I didn't figure it out. But yeah, he's right. Need to put all that on now. I'm figuring it out, yeah. We figuring it out as we go. But yeah, we doing this for the people.
And I'm gonna
And
give me
then
a mic.
once I'm able to bring people up and things like that, we're gonna do it all. We're gonna be able to bring people in and see what they want to talk about. You know, we're gonna do this for the people. We're gonna do this for the people. H Town stand up. We're in a building.